knew I wasn't tripping.
She's built like a wounded camel fetus.
Bitch built like a wilted crescent moon that's given up on the night sky.
Built like a sagging bridge in a children's drawing.
This is the type of shit that just pisses me off.
48 minutes of dogs barking. 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 Growl. Growl. 48 minutes of dogs barking. 48 minutes of dogs barking.
It's been a couple weeks since we recorded because of circumstance. And, you know, a lot of things have happened. The Blues are going to the playoffs.
We say that every year, though. No,
I mean, like, they really did. They absolutely fucking spanked Utah. It was humbling. Like, every time the Blues scored a goal, there was almost a fight. The dudes from Utah were just getting heated. Not even 30% of St. Louis voted in the mayoral election, and they decided, you know what? Instead of taking a surface level analysis of the fact that Deshaun Jones's less than stellar term as mayor is maybe a result of the insurmountable amount of fucked upness that St. Louis is, rather than anything that reflects on her. How about all of us white people in the South Side vote for the lady that's in the pocket of all of the people that want to redevelop downtown?
Not great.
How about we just, instead of the black woman, how about we get the white NIMBY that's going to completely miss the point and has no actual vision?
Yeah. Welcome to St. Louis, folks.
Welcome to St. Louis. Is it supposed to be like that?
Yes. Apparently, yes.
I would say there was a point in time in my life where I was traveling a lot and just realized how fucked up of a place St. Louis is.
Yeah, once you get out of here, you go, oh, wait.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Particularly when it comes to, like, law enforcement. And, like, people are like, oh, you know, the cops in Portland are really bad. And, like, I don't know. I walked around that motherfucker for, like, a week.
Right.
And the only time I ever saw a cop car was when we were walking by a substation. But obviously, you know, there's lots of proof of Portland police officers in the last, 5 or so years of being out of hand. But, stuff like that where it's like, I don't know, man, you go to St. Louis and it's like, I can't, like, when I lived in the city, I would come drive here and I'd see at least 3 cop cars. And then I'm not even driving through, like, a rough neighborhood the entire way.
No. Well, it's 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking. My name's Jason. That's Brian. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back to me complaining about police.
We tease him a lot because we got him on the spot. Welcome back. That's right.
Reach for a cop's gun and shoot his Candy Crush game.
It's also been a weird couple of weeks on the internet, I guess. And the most pressing story is, of course, that 4chan is now gone. 4chan is gone.
Gosh, I'm glad this happened before the depraved culture of that website escaped containment. And this is almost like symbolic and meaningless at this point.
So the main story here, my favorite one, is from The Sun. Hey, it's odd for me to say that considering it's a Rupert Murdoch-owned website, but Alan Glenn and Aya Jusupova did some excellent reporting. The headline, Hacked Off. 4chan down updates, website inaccessible for thousands after hacking reports. More than 1,000 users of the site have logged complaints on Down Detector, which measures outages on Tuesday morning. So this was just a couple days ago. Speculation of a major hack began circulating on social media soon after, with some users claiming that hackers had, quote, dumped the entire database. And we have more on that. The folks over at soyjack.st, a rival to 4chan, had an entire thread. 4chan hacked, QA back, Janny's act. Janny is short for janitors, meaning the moderators of the site who, as has been noted before, do it for free. Tonight has been a very special night for many of us at Soyjack Party. Today, April 14th, 2025, a hacker who has been in 4Cuck's system for over a year executed the true Operation Soy Clips, reopening QA, exposing personal information of various 4Cuck staff, and leaking code from the site. In an attempt to control the damage, 4Cuck admins have taken all servers offline, but there are unconfirmed reports that the servers have already been completely compromised and may not be up for some time. There has been a flood of refugees from 4Cuck onto the Shardy, soyjack.party, most of whom are not adjusting well to the culture. For new teens, the few old gods that remain, and everyone in between, tonight has been a cathartic one.
Wow, I am really glad I did not know this website existed until a couple days ago. There is a certain element of terminal onlineness that I'm really glad I excised from my existence like 15 years ago. The real tribalism of message boards. I have a lot of rose-tinted glasses instances related to late 90s and aughts internet, but man, that part I do not want to revisit.
Well, my favorite part is courtesy of Ryan Broderick in the Garbage Day newsletter. The headline, "Did you even notice 4chan's gone?" But he posts the last post that actually got posted to 4chan before it all went down, which was someone posting an image of Jack Black from a Minecraft movie. That's the actual title. "What the fuck is going on?" To which someone else responds, "Chicken jockey." All caps, because that is a meme from the movie. Not great. I think it's really funny that was the last post on 4chan was a fucking meme from a Minecraft movie. But now Ryan Broderick does get some facts wrong. Okay, in this article, he does say it was founded by teenage Something Awful users who were mad they weren't allowed to share violent anime pornography on the forum anymore. That is not true. From what I understand, because I was online at the time, I did not pay the $10 until much later, but I was lurking. Moot was someone who was on Raspberry Heaven, which was the kind of anime-themed forum. Maybe not the forum, more like a chat, an IRC chat. He saw 2channel, which was Futaba Channel, and decided to just fork it and make a new version of 2channel. 2channel was a Japanese image board. Everything you think of when you see a 4chan post, all of that originated at 2channel. So he just kind of created it. He was a Something Awful user. He was Moot on Something Awful. That's been verified. Not true that it was low tax banning hentai.
I mean,
it happened around the same time. But
there are people like Marshall Banana and Kentar. There are definitely a handful of people that got permabanned for being hentai weirdos between like 2003 and 2005.
Well, that was during the Hell Dump.
That was pre-Hell Dump.
Oh, was that pre-Hell Dump?
Pre-Hell Dump, okay. Man. You're talking to an 03 here.
I know. I know. Hey, look, I'm an 09. Trust me, I know. We're talking about reg dates, by the way.
Olden days, man. Before the GBS train, when the Beacock was terrifying. There's definitely about a dozen or so anime death, rape, tentacle, horror house, whatever that anime forum's called. There's about a dozen or so individuals that got permabanned or left Something Awful for 4chan and similar websites that went on to become quite infamous. One of them eventually goat-seed himself on his webcam. And I'm really unfortunate to say that I saw it. And
oh, no.
Both terrified and impressed. Quite a gape. Smelled like the ape house in that room, I bet. Ooh. Real gape going. Oh, yeah, Jerry, that's the gape.
404 Media reporting here. It appears that 4chan was susceptible to a hack because it was running very out-of-date code that contained various vulnerabilities, according to 404 Media's look at the code and people sorting through the hack online. A Twitter post here from Yushay. So 4chan very likely got hacked because they were running on an extremely out-of-date version of PHP. It has a lot of vulnerabilities and exploits and are using depreciated function to interact with their spelled incorrectly, MySQL database. Web Security 101. Keep your code and software up to date. Thank you, Yushay. Yes. Soyjack.party, the site where a user began posting about the 4chan hack, was an offshoot of 4chan created as a joke about 5 years ago. Besides being a general cesspool, 4chan has long been a place that incubates memes. Lolcats, the Navy SEAL copypasta, and Pepe the Frog grew and spread on 4chan's image boards. From time to time, a meme is overplayed or spammed, and mods on the site get tired of it. 5 years ago, users spammed the QA board, that's question and answer, with soyjacks. Unable to quash the tide of soy-faced JPEGs, 4chan shut down the entire question and answer board. The Soycheck-loving exiles of 4chan started a new site called soyjack.party, where they could craft open-mouthed soy boy memes to their heart's content. So yes, as of this writing, which was yesterday, the 4chan is still down. The connection does time out. Quote, the initial connection between Cloudflare's network and the Origin web server timed out. As a result, the webpage cannot be displayed. That's Matthew Galt writing for 404. At 404 appropriate because that's what you get when you try to pull up the website.
Yeah.
When you see the website, you turn 404 degrees away and...
Yeah, there are so many iterations of 4chan culture and so many cycles. I feel like a lot of people probably hopped on when, it was the internet terrorist group, that one video, the stuff with
Notorious Hacker 4chan.
Chanology, Operation Chanology, the late aught stuff. I found it weird and confusing, to be quite honest. Call me old school, but just give me a typical, message board. Every once in a while, I will log on to my old MySpace account, which is an amazing, amazing internet graveyard. Being like, oh, this was the last time the Aesop Rock uploaded his or updated his MySpace page. Was this album cycle and things like that?
Was it Fast Car, Danger, Fire, and Knives?
I do remember last time I looked, like going through my friends list and finding like all stuff that I think some people that like I grew up with might be concerned still active on the internet. The amount of like Chan girls that I friended on MySpace, and I wonder how many of them are still alive.
Yeah,
an honest, sincere. There's really no joke there. Just how many of them are alive?
Yeah, because it was
how many of them are still doing that?
It's an excellent question. Yeah, who the hell knows? And I'm really not going to follow up on that.
Velma Chan, reach out. What's our phone number?
314-246-9766.
Yeah.
That's 314 AHOY POO.
But yeah, the whole...
Hell, Boxy, call me. Let's go.
Yeah, the whole early iteration of e-girl writing the, the /B on their hand or their chest or something. Such a weird thing to go from that to like Christchurch.
Yeah, very bad. Well, that was 8chan. Now let's be real here. That was an offshoot where they're like, yeah, we want to do even more crazy shit, and the new ownership when Moot sold 4chan said no. So that was when 8channel was created. But another interesting development that just so happened to be around the same time as this big 4chan hack was that on the subreddit r leaks and rumors, Elon Musk's alleged unverified 4chan account leaked. Calls himself Antichrist, praises Hitler, God complex, anti-Semitic rants, New World Order agenda. Now, on this subreddit, the original post has been deleted.
I am the god of fuck.
But someone did grab that, archive.4plebs.org, thank you. To have a persistent username on 4chan, you had to create what is known as a trip code. Those were codes that you put in a certain field, and then that would identify you as a specific user. So this user identified himself as the Antichrist, ! Satan Z0GPO. This archive is recent as of January of 2024. I have some posts here. Yeah, Iron Sky was a documentary. That's the sci-fi horror movie about Nazis on the moon. He's posting, Pepe is...
technically, that's an AHOY.
Well, yes, that's fair. Okay.
yes, that's a Pepe.
But this is the one that's interesting to me. Friday, June 30th, 2023, is that monetization of the platform is important for the continued existence of Twitter. There's a reason why $8 a month for the blue check and firing half the staff were the first moves I made. Twitter is still bleeding money, but at least now it has a chance of survival. So, I mean, he's speaking with a kind of a sort of authority, speaking as though he is Elon Musk. There's no question with that post who he is or who he's pretending to be.
Looking into this.
Yeah. A lot of these posts are like several hundred organizations, maybe more, were scraping Twitter data extremely aggressively to the point where it was affecting the real user experience. What should we do to stop that? I'm open to ideas. So who knows? Who knows if it's actually him? But it is very strange and it's very weird.
And this is to say nothing of his DMs getting leaked, where he was asking like women, do you want to have a shaker of my cum, turkey basted, and I'll give you $15 million.
Was that legit? Because I don't know.
Well, it has to be legit because he's taking away DMs now.
Oh, okay. According to Futurism.
This is not normal.
Futurism headline, Elon Musk reportedly sends DMs on Twitter offering women the chance to have his babies. And then, yeah, as Brian said, this is not normal.
There was a piece where, I think maybe this is the article. I haven't been able to keep up with this one as much as I like, but they something said that has at least 14 children.
Yeah.
So there's, yes, the Wall Street Journal.
Mm-hmm.
His legion of babies.
Yeah, it says more than a dozen. And they're, of course, pinning this on Ashley St. Clair because that's the most recent drama about him being a parent. It's just this idea, like, he's going to come out and like, yeah, we're... Because he went after Tiffany Fong, I think was the one I saw.
Yes.
And she said no. Good for her.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Good for her.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to hand it to her, but good. Yeah.
Very good. Fuck them.
Yeah.
The Hindustan Times is a reputable. I know when I'm looking for information on something, and particularly if it's something that I feel has been scraped off the internet, and I end up at the Hindustan Times, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ugh, wish this was the BBC.
Which is a weird thing to say, but it's true.
Well,
Speaking of BBC, no. There's an Instagram user who goes by the name Eve the Cuckoldress. And she got a little bit of heat this week on Instagram because one of her videos somehow made its way into relatively normal people's feeds. Much like the gore porn episode.
Oh, on Instagram?
Uh-huh. And so
why is there all of this gore on my racism site?
Exactly. So this is the video. I was up at 3 a.m. to head to Houston for a swingers party. Wholesome. It's not even like explicit. They're like, yeah, we went to this place and we had Mexican food and it was fun. You know,
there was a weird guy, and then there was carnitas.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, sure, but for some reason,
I'm thinking of the Only Sunny in Philadelphia where they go to the like Illuminati sex party and they're like eating all the food. That'd probably be me.
Oh no, absolutely, that would be me. I was like, so are you guys from here or?
Oh yeah, the masks. Yeah, we shouldn't probably be asking those questions.
Sorry. Yeah. Just sitting there making another taco. So, what do you do for a living? Oh crap. Okay, well, lie. Tell me something. So,
have you had the gazpacho?
It's really good. And so a lot of people were complaining, and
my cook store called. They ran out of you.
Twitter user Keck_Pepe1983, who thought Mexican food was a good idea for a gangbang. Now, that is a fair question, but I hate the fact that it comes from Keck Pepe1983. It's an actual question, and then of course the cake lady responds, "The gangbangers, LOL." A lot of people were making fun of it, like, freak off food be so good, I forgot who I fucked. Patrick on Twitter @NoSwayze, me after 2 plates of Mexican food, and it's a still from the video. This is where I found out about this. A lot of people were posting on these what does it mean groups, like, what the hell does this, why is this funny? Like, okay, well, let me dig into this for you.
What's the worst food to be the prelude to sex in your life?
Chili. Oysters. No, I don't know. It's got to be something smelly. That's the thing. And like, the worst food is got to be. It's got to stink a little.
For me, sushi.
Really? Now,
well, this is not in every time instance.
Right.
There was a particular time when I was a younger man, a broke man, and myself and the young woman I was dating went to an all-you-can-eat sushi place.
Mm.
And us being both broke people in our early 20s, definitely overate.
Yeah.
And then she was like, hey, there's a park nearby. We should take a walk. And then all of a sudden we ended off the trail.
Mm-hmm.
And then she wanted me to bend her over a log and fuck her on this cliff overlooking a lake. And I was just too full of sushi. I'm like, I'm gonna puke on this poor girl's back. Bad news. And so any single time some girl that I think maybe wants to hook up with me is like, oh, we should get like sushi or something. I'm like, God, can we do something else?
Right. Very bad experience.
Very bad experience. Yeah. It's like it's once bitten, twice shy.
Yeah, for sure.
On the pre-coitus sushi.
Yeah, and that's why you always gotta FF. Yeah, you gotta fuck first. But anyway, before you go out to eat.
Yeah.
That again, this is coming from a married guy, so again, that's I have that option.
The pro move, however, is to do a lot of fucking.
Right.
Then go get something to eat.
Right.
And then come back.
And do some more.
Ah,
okay.
I think that's a better rhythm.
You're bookending it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of bookending it, no, that has nothing to do with this, but I did find this really, really funny. At uwoo2woo, at UWUTOOWO1, Uwo's Lab, Pipe, the funny science mad scientist streamer making insane builds, posted on Twitter 2 weeks ago, but I held on to this because it's so insane. I built an instrument that you play by vaping.
I learned how to play Beethoven on the Geek Bar.
So here's the video.
Wait, can I do the smoke on the water? POV, the whole family's about to regret that someone got you an electric guitar for Christmas.
Yeah, as soon as you realize he's trying to play Smoke on the Water.
That's so good. That's so good.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
I respect that quite a bit.
That's a lot of ingenuity, too. I mean, you're hooking up a sampler, and you're doing all this stuff. But it's fun to watch. He's got a big fan in me now. I'm really enjoying a lot of the other stuff I've seen him do. So
chat, this is cooking me.
UWOOMFIE.com. If you want to go check out all the other random weird shit that this guy's done. We're playing Smoke on the Water by vaping into a little doohickey. It's wonderful. There's sometimes the internet does bring you a little bit of joy.
Sometimes it provides.
Sometimes.
It's weird. Every once in a while it does.
Sometimes. I guess it's about that time for Crypto Scam of the Week.
You're listening to 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, the podcast.
And now it's time for the Crypto Scam of the Week.
We got Big J.
Oh, buddy, we got a bunch of stuff. Newsis.com reporting in Korean, so the translation may be a little off here, but an illegal gaming site, right, place to gamble, disguised as a virtual currency mining site detected in Gwansan, Gwangju. The English translation courtesy of AI Invest, their Coin World subhead. South Korean police bust $95,000 illegal gambling operation disguised as a crypto mining farm. South Korean police recently uncovered an illegal gambling operation disguised as a cryptocurrency mining farm in the city of Gwangju. The bust, which took place yesterday, revealed the operation had generated over 95,000 or 140 million won through unlicensed gaming machines. The makeshift gaming room was set up in an office in Gwangsangyu with 50 modified gaming machines and 2 kiosks installed under the pretense of a virtual currency exchange and mining operations. The suspect, identified only as Mr. A, is being investigated for violating the Game Industry Promotion Act. According to reports, Mr. A modified a free mobile game, charging players $38 per hour to play and rewarding them with cash based on their scores. Following the bust, authorities confiscated the gaming equipment and are expanding and are expanding their investigation to identify possible accomplices. Chief Zhang Weiyangho, who led the raid, emphasized the importance of preventing illegal gaming centers from reopening or spreading. Quote, "We will actively block illegal gaming centers from reopening or spreading even after being cracked down on." Another police official added, "We plan to continuously and strongly crack down on illegal gaming rooms." So this apparently, according to this article, is a part of a broader trend in South Korea where they'll do all these different themed things so that you can gamble. So investment platforms or crypto mining or these things. And supposedly they're supposed to appear on the surface to be legit, but of course are not. This is November of last year, South Korean police arrested 12 operators and 191 gamblers connected to an online betting network that handled over 7.77 million in wagers. The group used encrypted chat apps and exclusive invite-only recruitment to avoid law enforcement scrutiny. So it looks like, oh yeah, we're going to go crypto mining. Oh wait, actually no, we're playing fucking video poker.
Amazing.
It's stupid.
Fuck.
So it's really not even like even a crypto scam. It's a scam adjacent to crypto. It's so funny to me. Like, what's funnier to me is that the guys thought that the crypto mining rigs would be more legit than just having the fake gaming.
Yeah, that's really weird. Those uncles over there.
So many
crazy.
uncles. So many uncles.
Uncles. Not a lot of uncle magic in Korea right now.
No.
Uncles are down bad.
They are. All right. I guess it means that it's time for our main topic this week, Brian. MulletsGalore.com.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unfortunately, a lot of this stuff, a lot of the images are sadly gone. For whatever reason, the Internet Archive and various other places I looked for some of these images just do not have them. It's terrible. It's tragic. But what it was a website that featured pictures of people with the mullet hairstyle and some humorous writing and also some porn. So,
as you do when you have a website in 99 or 2000.
It was 1999. It was exactly
that. You gotta have
that.
a little bit of TNA. That's what the kids like. That's how you're going to get the clicks.
So this cached version of the site from the year 2000, for kiddies and grandparents, a no porn version of this site is available here, and it has a link there. But yes, you could join the militia, which was the email list for Mullets Galore. Yes, there was a subsection porn mullets.
Hell yeah.
I want to see if this actually pulls up because, yeah, most of the time I pull things up on the Internet Archive for this particular site. Most sites I can get away with.
Get around, yeah.
I don't know. But for some reason, one of my favorite ones was Mullet of the Week.
That's a good mullet.
Yeah. So this here from Friday, February 25th, the year 2000. Number 44, too cool for a mullet. But the mullitude is very apparent. Extra bonus for the white jean shirt being unbuttoned and what appears to be a fine beverage of the Milwaukee variety. Yeah, there's the Milwaukee's Best in the background.
Hell yeah, you got the Beast. That is a pretty good feathered mullet, not gonna lie.
Oh, no. For that time period?
That's classic.
Oh.
It really frames the face. And the white denim shirt, gotta agree.
Yeah.
That looks like a guy who's working on his bitchin' Camaro on the weekends.
Oh, he built that deck. You know he did.
He built that deck with two of his buddies.
Yeah.
That guy, right now, today, is dying a slow death.
Right, but...
But there was a time in the 80s where he was king fuck of Shit Mountain.
He was thriving, baby. It also, in the mullet of the day, does rank the mullets by a series of criteria. Mullitude... right? The attitude you have in the photo when you're wearing the mullet. This one, he gives a 10. Aggressiveness, also a 10. And then he does a little bit of a profile on this person. Now, again, much like a lot of websites at this time, he just found this photo. He doesn't know anything about this actual person, but he's doing this kind of, not phrenology, but something akin to that, where he's like, this photo
Anthropology? Humor.
Fat chicks in party hats did it. There was a whole cottage industry. Yeah. Fashion SWAT, all those types of things were just like, let's look at this picture and just tell a story. And so he's doing this. So under hobbies, sneering, hustling, fucking bitches in the shitter. Sightings, where the T-tops rock with 2Ks all night long and the withdrawal method is 100% effective. Favorite band, Foghat.
Seems accurate.
Not wrong. Let's see if I got some more here. Yeah, the site largely stayed the same from 1999 to 2003. Tried out some more adventurous web design stuff. One of the things being that in between the different sections of the website were the pipe icon, right? Just like a straight up and down line. Well, he included a bit of a choose your own adventure type of game in this. I'm going to take you through one of these. So let's see if this loads here. Yeah, here we go. Now, of course, the pictures aren't loading, so we have to use our imaginations. But I'm imagining someone with a beautiful mullet sitting in a suburban home. Hey there, hi there. How have you been? How are the kids? That's good. I'm glad you came by. There's not really much to do here, just a bunch of styrofoam peanuts to keep me occupied. I haven't spoken to anyone since they put me on house arrest 6 months ago. What do you mean you have the wrong apartment? I see. Well, I lived here for a while now. Are you sure you're not mistaken? Try next door. Go on over there. I'll be here waiting when you come back. And then you have two choices. Use the bathroom or go next door. Brian?
I'm thinking go next door.
All right, let's see what happens when you go next door. Go next door and...
Broken image.
Hey, glad you made it. We're all just kind of chilling, talking about old times. Remember that time when we went bowling over in Tucson? We all just ended up beating the hell out of each other because we couldn't agree on powdered beans from Taco Bell or the tantalizing yet diarrhea-inducing egg products at Nations. Come in and have a beer. Let's get this orgy started. What do? Get this orgy started or go home?
Man, I'm going to say get that orgy started.
All right, let's see what we got here. Another broken image. Damn, you're purty. I'm fittin' to fuck you nice and tender-like 'cause I got me a bad sunburn. Otherwise, you'd be feeling the wrath of my yeller teeth on your nose as I pump you full of my salty love juice. Go on, take your pants off. There's a rocket in my pocket, and I'm going to take you to the moon. What do? Buy a calendar or go to the store?
Go to the store.
All right, let's see what happens when we go to the store.
There's this image works.
Hey.
God damn.
A poor fellow with
Richard?
a poor fellow with a face that only a mother could love.
Frito-Lays. Those Lays were $1.99.
KC Masterpiece, too, the big bag.
God, those things are fucking nasty. It's my least favorite barbecue chip.
Barbecue chips are a point of contention around my house. I'll get to that later, but yes.
Listen here, the barbecue chips, don't start that.
I'm the only one who likes them. That's.
I think certain brands of barbecue chips are perfectly fine, but the KC Masterpiece is a low-tier potato chip.
Because the KC Masterpiece sauce is garbage. I get that. Yeah. I agree with you on that one. All right, cunt fuck, let's cut through the shit. Have a cocktail party to go to, but I was thinking of skipping out on it. I just got some new camping gear, and I need to test it out. Either way, you're coming with me. What do? Go camping or go to the cocktail party?
This is tough.
I know.
I want to go to the cocktail party.
All right, let's see what happens. Another broken image. Hello, friend. Long time. No? See? Delbert was just over here. He was asking about you. Hi, buddy. We were wondering where you were. Mom and Mr. Shaw went to the liquor store. They said they'd be back in a jiffy. We're just playing cards and shooting the shit. You know, the usual. Oh, yeah, Mom says for you to stay here. It's your turn to breastfeed. What do? Go to the gym or chill out in the next room?
Chill in the next room.
Oh, shit, where the fuck you been, huh? I've been sitting here for 3 hours. You have no respect. I'm going to learn you some. How's about that? You could at least called and said you were going to be late. I suppose you think this is funny. Well, it ain't. Well, I'm going to go pick up some frozen yogurt and runny burritos. Do what you want. So go to the dining room or go to next door.
Go to the next door?
There's not a lot of win conditions. So it's a very strange little choose your own adventure style format. But for me, the key to the writing on this site was the different classifications. Now, they had many, many different ways to classify mullets. We have over 100 as of 2003, but we're going to start with section 1. Number 1, the classic mullet. Here's one image that works. This specimen is a clear demonstration of the classic mullet. Note how this mullet proudly displays his exotic plumage while in a menacing stance. Classic indeed. The mesh tank top, digital watch, silver chain, and molester mustache all add points to this fine specimen's look and mullitude. So he gives this one also a mullitude of 10, aggressiveness of 10, hobbies, football games, wife-beating, picking fights, sightings everywhere, there's no escape, see eyes, okay, and favorite band, Steve Miller Band.
Oh, I believe that.
Number 2, the Camaro mullet. The Camaro mullet used to have full reign over his mullet brethren, but that was back in the 70s and 80s. This species has fallen from grace since, but can still be seen enjoying NASCAR events and shopping at Kragen or up in the attic cooking up crank. Distinguishing features include a molester mustache, peach fuzzy, tight-fitting acid-wash jeans, an ever-present key ring hanging from the belt loop. Feel the mullitude emanating through your computer screen from this rare pick. And yeah, it's a gentleman and a very Kevin Bacon-looking fellow, actually.
Yeah,
I don't know why that is.
A little Nick Mullany, even.
It's not recommended you confront the Camaro mullet, for they are very aggressive and cannot be hurt. This might be due to the frequent use of methamphetamines, angel dust, etc. Mullitude 10, aggressiveness 10. Hobbies, primering cars, bar fights, picking scabs, losing teeth, sightings, Kragen, Grand Auto, working on a Camaro in their front lawn. Favorite band, AC/DC. The Midgie mullet, oh boy, it's a little person with a mullet. Midgie mullets have the highest MPSI, mullitude per square inch, rating within their species. Irish folklore has it that if you caress the Midgie mullet 3 times, it will be blessed with a case and a half of Pabst Blue Ribbon on your doorstep within the next 48 hours. Mullitude 10, aggressiveness 10. Hobbies, taunting non-mullets, being tossed and bowled. Sightings, kicking my ass. Favorite band, Kid Rock. Number 4, the business mullet, a.k.a. the safety cut.
God damn, that's an ape drape.
That is forbidden hair, to be sure. Yes,
Cursed.
These mullets want it all. Business in the front, party in the back. When at work, the mullitude offends and annoys their coworkers, but luckily, and not coincidentally, these mullets are rarely in any position of real power, though they tend to think they are. Interesting creatures, their hair is short enough not to offend the boss, but long enough to keep their rebellious comrades from becoming suspicious. The first one they give a less than a 10. Mullitude 5, aggressiveness 3. Hobbies, sexual harassment, taking advantage of intoxicated employees at company gatherings, browsing through kiddie porn on company time with Stiffy, sightings, financial districts, strip clubs. Favorite band, Joe Cocker. Yeah, that tracks. Let's see here. There's the mini truck mullet, thought to be extinct in 1994 and usually too wily to be caught on camera. The mini truck mullet is a rare sighting indeed. The mini truck mullet has only the bottom part of the hairline on the base of his neck long. The preferred attire of this species is Oakley razor blade sunglasses, a turtleneck shirt with a gold cross and chain hanging proudly, accompanied by tight-fitting Guess jeans. The vehicle owned by the mini truck mullet almost always has a lame slogan airbrushed on the tailgate. You snooze, you lose, teal dream, etc. And a no fear, fear this, or Calvin pissing sticker. Mullitude 6, aggressiveness 7. Hobbies, cruising the Taco Bell parking lot at lunchtime for high school chicks, annoying everyone in the neighborhood with their insipid car alarms, bumping the treble, sightings, performance auto parts stores, the mall. Favorite band, Vanilla Ice. There's so many more. Here's the Mole Hawk, number 6. Punk as fuck is the only description it gives. Because it is a guy, he's got the sides shaved, right? Short in the front, but oh baby, is it long in back.
There was a lot of those guys rolling around North County, if you can believe it.
Believe me, I knew several of them.
These were usually the kids, if it wasn't their fathers, it was them themselves. These were the kids that, like, dropped out of high school, like, the second they turned 16.
Absolutely. Went to trade school, and now they're making more money than me. Mullitude 5, aggressiveness 3. Nope, that's wrong. These guys are aggressive as hell. Hobbies, punk as fuck. Sightings, punk as fuck. Favorite band, Offspring. I know. They're not really punk. I'm a dumbass.
What's this last one? It's funny, that I just saw this photo of this guy posted on Twitter. The Mulletino.
Or the Meximullet. Yes, it says, a person of Latin or Chicano descent adorning a mullet. This happens to be one of my favorite mullet pictures. I like the streamlined, smooth look and the absence of sideburns. Some mulletinos like to accessorize their mullets with snake skin boots, big old belt buckles, silk shirts with rooster prints, and colored jeans. Most mulletinos are friendly family folk with a passion por lambada, the forbidden dance, or something. Oh, Jesus Christ. We're still going on about lambada, the forbidden dance? Fuck me. Mullitude 9, aggressiveness 10, hobbies Budweiser. Sightings Walmart on Sunday after church. Favorite band Los Buques. Yeah.
There was a couple neighborhood guys that fit that description. They may not have been Chicano or Latino, but
they had the
definitely,
vibe. Yeah.
But they definitely had that kind of mullet. They had that mustache. No sideburns. No, sir, I'm proper. They almost always drove like a Jeep.
Oh, it was either a Jeep or a Astro van. It was one or the other. Now you gotta understand, this guy goes on for 99 different ones of these. I'm giving you my personal favorites, and all of them happen to be in the same one. This is the first one, but this is the last one I'll do because this is the one that I think I still see these guys.
Oh yeah,
the Ultimate Mullet. This mullet is the mullet to end all mullets. I can only imagine the time and care it took for this man to grow a mullet of this caliber and magnitude. So what it is it is literally. Well, maybe not literally, but it's very close to what we would call a crew cut, but with this enormous mullet. The back part just goes down to his ass.
He's totally art teachering.
Yes.
On the back of his head.
Just completely down
front,
to his ass.
He looks like the sort of guy who bitches about the potting soil at fucking HQ.
Exactly. So it says, why this mullet is in a ponytail, I don't know. Perhaps to accentuate the hair on his back emanating from the depths of his t-shirt. Or he could have gone through a metamorphosis, which many mullets do during the summer, in order to store the mullitude in the actual mullet for the long winter which lie ahead. Mullitude 10, aggressiveness 10, hobbies none, they live for the mullet. Sightings, shitty family-oriented places. Amusement parks, air shows, TGI fucks, the like. Favorite band, Slayer. Note, Slayer is good. Yes. Yes, we know this.
Yes.
We've heard Rain in Blood. Everybody knows Slayer is good, for fuck's sake.
That fucking rules. That whips ass.
But yeah, so many of these still available on the website. Really just fun to read through all this stuff. And they did bits where, one of my favorite ones is they went and did hunts. So they would go out into the community and just like snap pictures of guys with mullets. Let's see if there's any of them that are still online. Yeah. Here's David Lee Roth concert, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Holy shit.
The following pictures were submitted by a highly skilled member of the militia known as Q. Hold on.
The fuck?
Q is real confirmed?
Oh, I've never wanted an image to load
I
on
know.
old websites so bad.
I know. Something. Give me something. Give me one of them. There's a very washed out picture of people that do not appear to have mullets, but the notes on the photos. A fight breaks out between Chimera Mullet and Wrestler Mullet over ownership of Tasha's mama. Meathead looking to join in the action. That's the fella who looks like Sean Astin in the front there, the Harley Davidson t-shirt. This kind of mullet-on-mullet violence seems common in this area. Is that Sammy Hagar? Yes, it is, right?
That's the Red Rocker himself.
Frightened
and nauseous.
So it just so much fun to be had on that website. Just a lot of reading. By the way, if you're not familiar with what a mullet is, go listen to the Vandal song, I've Got an Ape Drape. There's a few others as well, but I think that's one of the best ones. But yeah, short in front, long in back. French called it the forbidden hair. The Canadians refer to it as hockey hair because it fits well inside a hockey helmet.
I know a young woman who does hockey, like, I don't know, like 4th degree.
Okay.
Not high tier hockey.
Yeah.
And she wants to get a rowdy, girly shag mullet, which is the style of the time, but her wife won't let her.
I get it.
We're all really rooting for the shag mullet. Let her get that shag mullet. Let her beat the shit out of some other chicks.
Yeah. Embrace it. Embrace it, man. Wayne Gretzky had a mullet from like 90 to 95. It's fine.
They had made him get rid of it for that one season with the Blues.
Well, famously, country singer Billy Ray Cyrus had a very impressive mullet in the Achy Breaky Heart video.
Yes, he did. It's an important part of North American history.
Sad but true. Yes. If you're confused by the phrase mullitude, he defines it as the attitude that comes with the adornment of the mullet. Behaviors can include the following: beating one's spouse, scowling or sneering at those who don't have mullets, engaging in fights on a regular basis, preferably with those who are not part of the mullet brotherhood, stealing, pedophilia, listening to butt rock, attending monster truck rallies, driving a Chevy Camaro 1970 to 1993, or mini truck, snorting crank, working in construction, misogyny, getting angry at the drop of a hat, date rape, speaking in an inappropriately loud voice. Some of these are a little...
on the nose?
Well, also, like, okay, man, he's got a haircut. Doesn't mean he's, like...
A pedophile.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, growing up in a disenfranchised working class part of North St. Louis County in the 90s... A lot of the kids I went to school with had shitty dads with mullets.
Yeah, but was the mullet the reason they were shitty, or was it because,
No.
Like, that's what I'm getting at, is like, that's not, we can't conflate the two, I don't think. A real fun website. They also had, of course, readers sending in their reports. Here's one from 2003 from Brady McTeague. Jay, I have enjoyed your site for a long time, but I could never understand my family's exasperation with my own amateur mullet hunting. Usually consisting of, look, a mullet, until I found the attached document in our family archives. That's the naturalization certificate of my great-great-grandfather, Nicholas Mullet. It's in my blood. Sadly, the image is not on the web archive, but I can only imagine.
So, I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
I had a mullet.
Sure.
As a child.
I mean, you grew up during a certain time period. It was kind of expected.
I believe I think it's either my kindergarten or first grade yearbook photo.
Yeah.
I'm sporting a very severe ape drape. My mom also, just to show I do come from river trash, let me, for the better part of a school year, have a rat tail.
Oh, the rat tail. I love the rat tail. And for those of you not familiar, a rat tail is when you take a single piece, usually maybe
about the width of a pencil.
Yeah, and you just let that baby grow, and the rest of your hair gets cut. Yeah, there's it's a time and a place kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it had its
the mid 90s, early mid 90s in the Midwest.
Oh yeah.
My cousin had a rat tail.
Yeah,
and she braided it.
Well, see, now
that's fancy.
Yeah,
that's putting on airs.
Now
you think you're gonna get asked out at the soup kitchen, don't you?
Now you're acting above your station. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, you too good. You're too good for ketchup burgers, eh?
You're too good to go into Mimos and go frog gigging. Yeah, it's everybody's.
Well, ask more cigarette butts for me.
It's true, man. That's the sad part. It's like, man, despite, again, we put on airs here being in St. Louis, we are as fucking southern as shit, aren't we?
We're like fucking...
It's ridiculous.
Vaguely metropolitan.
Sort of. Sometimes, when we feel like it.
I had a boss when I was younger who was from New Jersey, and he used to sometimes come in and just be like, why the fuck did I move here? This is barely a fucking metropolitan area. And this guy like lived in like the fucking desert for a couple of years.
Jesus.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Got another natty. Speaking of living at North
I was
County,
gonna say.
got the natty light here.
Yep.
About to go give me a couple Mexican melts from T-Bell and haul ass down the Rock Road to Rodeo Drive. Give me a couple skin flicks. Get that new Jen Jamers.
Got that Tara Reid on back order. Yeah, I don't
think she did porn.
Tara, no. I was mixing up two different things. I was mixing up Tara Patrick and Riley Reid, and I got Tara Reid.
Amazing.
God damn. Got that Tara Patrick on back order.
Get a little bit of VHS head cleaner.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it comes free when you buy 3 tapes, so
yeah.
The mullet is a long and storied hairstyle, And folks, even as recently as 6 years ago on Reddit, were asking, whatever happened to it? And the answer, the guy got tired of running it.
The response to that is amazing. I can't believe he's only got 2 upvotes.
Yeah.
I got bored of the business up front and just wanted to party in the back.
Tastes and styles are cyclical. Things are coming back into fashion.
It's really weird that the tiny girl halter top, big Jinko pants thing is coming back around. Saw a lot of that over the last week.
I think a lot of that also has to do with like kind of a resurgence of watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because that's a lot of Willow's outfits.
Yeah, like the crochet halter top.
Oh, yeah. But yes, mulletsgalore.com. He did promise, the creator of the website did say MG 6.0 is coming soon, but it has yet to materialize. And so right now, if you just go to mulletsgalore.com, it's a static image. They used to sell a sticker and a T-shirt that said "Respect the Mullet," but sadly, those are also out of print. So I'm hoping somebody like Kathor Jensen or a Rory Blank steps up and does a new version of something like that, or maybe hell, I'll do it.
Have you seen Kathor Jensen's newest shirt?
I have not.
It just says I had nothing to do with the death of Gary Coleman.
Fantastic. I love it. I love him so much.
I do need to get the doohickey shirt.
Yes, absolutely we do.
Oh, I guess it's time for the gross thing of the week, isn't it?
I guess so, yeah. Shock.jpg time.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Shock.jpg.
Yeah, so this week, because 4chan's down, I was kind of hard up. I was telling you this. I had 3.
I know, I could. I was like, damn, man.
I had 3 weeks of
3 weeks
of shock.jpg saved up, bookmarked, ready to go. And now that 4chan's down, I can't show you any of the gross stuff. I will tell you the one I had planned today. I'm just going to tell you. Somebody had hooked up one of the old, those old, the game where you pull the crocodile's teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So they had that set up, but with thumbtacks on the top row of teeth. Mm-hmm. And then he puts his dick in it, and the alligator
chomps on his dick?
Bites on his dick, yeah. So just the theater of the mind, picture that one, while we go to the actual shock.jpg this week.
That feels like something from Skinamarink the porno. It's just like all of a sudden like the frame changes and it crushes the dick and you hear someone go, "Ow!"
Muffled, way off camera.
Oh!
Yeah.
Did it hurt?
Yeah. So
I'm scared.
So this one is actually, it went offline. VarietyModels.com, which was a shock site repository, used to have it. It was called the Mac User, making fun of people who use Macs.
I'm guessing this is gay porn.
No, actually, it is a gentleman. I don't even know. Okay, so
there's so much going on here.
So he has. He was born with several deformities, not the least of which is the fact that he does not have full legs, but rather just the leg stumps and a little hand stump as well. He uses a spatula to knock over an Elmo doll. This gentleman is fully naked as well, and begins to hump it. And it is a gift, so it is just on repeat. And
this is not how. Where's his V-neck? Where's his
and one more thing.
Soy milk latte.
Yeah, just imagine this guy saying,
instead of Elmo, it should be a Thundercats reference.
Oh, the consumer.
I'm consuming.
2014, uploaded by Loki, the typical Mac user, it says. Some artworks go the extra mile in delivering a powerful and timeless digital shock art message. The typical Mac user is one such artwork. The work depicts a man carrying a spatula, they added an R for whatever, and wrestling with a stuffed doll. It is bewildering and yet mindless to the viewer. The work explores the relationship between consumerist fetishism and sexual fetishism. It draws upon influences as diverse as Kafka and Marx in fearlessly examining how what starts out as a vision soon becomes corrupted into a carnival of power, leaving only a consumerist hangover. The viewer is left with an epitaph for the broken dreams of a generation. Posted in .gifs, deformities, dicks, midgets, sex.
I mean, you covered all your bases.
Well, they got the tags right, at least.
There's a lot going on here. The categories are amazing.
Well,
Blood, deformities, dicks, edibles, gay, gore, midgets, pics, snuff, STDs, tits, vaginas, videos, and vomit.
Yeah, that was Variety Models. They had a lot of stuff on that website. I remember distinctly getting linked to the typical Mac user right as I was buying a fucking iMac. I'm like, oh, well.
I got a G4 in my mom's basement.
Absolutely. That's a nice little piece of hardware.
Do people like pay top dollar for old Mac shit?
Even if maybe your usual like Facebook Marketplace guy won't, there's some hardcore Mac aficionados that swear by the fact that the old pre-Intel stuff was better.
I was gonna say, yeah. I remember when my brother was like the first guy I knew to have a G5.
Mm-hmm.
And using like Photoshop on that, just fucking around, being like, this is so quick.
And at the time, I mean, that shit sang.
Yeah.
And even because I got an iMac after they switched to Intel, so after they switched to the x86 architecture, I dual booted Windows on it, and I would do like, okay, I'm going to load Illustrator. Is it faster on this or on the Mac? And on the Intel side, I can't speak for the other chips, but like, yeah, you definitely noticed a process improvement because a lot of it has to do with that Macs are built in Cocoa, which is an offshoot of Linux, and it's Jesus Christ, computer nerd shit just hit me.
Oh,
Sorry.
sure. the MySQL just hit the second tower.
Exactly, and I just realized exactly how nerdy I sounded, and it
I mean,
struck me for a moment.
I don't begrudge you for it. I think it's more like I think that's interesting nerd shit rather than tedious and pedantic nerd shit. So you get my pass.
Thank you.
And my blessing.
Thank you. So I guess that means it's time for the breath mint.
It's time for your mom's favorite part of the show. It's time for the breath mint.
Boy, we got so much to talk about.
I know.
This is going to be a lengthy mint.
I know. Well, let me go ahead and just make it brief. I'll start just because I want to get this out of the way. Finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. 98 hours of playing that game, and about 40 of them were worth it. So I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Unless you're really, really concerned with min-maxing or getting every summon that is possible, you don't need to do the Ubisoft stuff. Just do whatever the story requires because you will probably have a much better time than I did.
That sucks because I like getting as much crap as possible in a Final Fantasy game. Even in Final Fantasy 15 and the first and remake. Like, I had no problem, like, yeah, this is fun. I don't mind doing the extra crap because, like, this is neat. I like exploring and whatever, even if it's not the most creative.
I think for Rebirth, there's just so much of it. And I think that if you complete the main story path first, and then with chapter select, go back and get all the other stuff, if you want the other stuff, I think you'll have a better time.
Man, I've been unemployed for 2 months. And I'm like, I don't have enough free time for this game. You know, so that's how fucked we are.
That's not good.
I mean, I've been busy with other things.
Right.
The reason we didn't record last week was because a very special show was happening here in St. Louis. A little band from Chicago.
Yeah.
By the way of Memphis now, apparently.
Oh.
A little band called Soul Coughing.
Oh, I saw them on Thursday.
Yeah, I saw you there,
yes.
dick face.
All right.
I'm just giving you trouble.
All right, fine.
My wife's in the merch line.
Yeah. And you were downstairs and I was upstairs. What do you want me to do about
I'm
it?
just giving you shit.
Okay. It's like, want me to come downstairs and stand with you?
I wanted to say what's up. And I'm like, oh, Jason was... Did she come out of the bathroom? But I can't remember.
I think it was the bathroom because that's where she spends a lot of time when she's had a couple beers. But
no, I mean, Not your wife.
Oh.
But my lady. The person, my date for the evening.
Well, it could have worked either way because, again, my wife pees a lot.
Yeah. That's cool. I was a little bit disappointed by the merch offerings.
Yeah, I mean, I got this one that I'm wearing right now. I got this one from the website when the tickets went on sale back in November.
Yeah.
And I think it's the better shirt. And they didn't offer it. This is the yellow one with the LOSO logo.
I got the LOSO logo because I'm like, you know what? Like, that's a classic 90s tee
Absolutely.
look.
It's great.
Like, it doesn't even say the band on it.
Nope.
Like, it's for the cool kids only.
So this one on the back, it has the original leg of the tour, which did not include St. Louis.
Which is just like Chicago, San Francisco,
it was
and New York.
Yeah, basically. In a few of the outlying areas. It wasn't until those dates did good numbers like, oh, I guess we can do other cities.
Yeah.
And so they deigned in their wisdom to come see us. And boy, I had so much fun at that show.
I'm a little jealous of the people that got to see them the night before at the High Tone.
True.
In Memphis. I was talking with Bert about it, and he was like, well, that's where Mike Doty lives now. And that's like the bar he hangs out at from time to time. Like, that's his bar.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to, which I'm like, okay, that makes sense that he wants to play the bar he hangs out at.
Who wouldn't?
So that must have been really cool to see them in like a 400 cap room.
Oh, yeah. Intimate.
Very intimate. Yeah, it was a hell of a show. Just them, no opener, no like shitty ska band or something.
Nothing.
Just 90 minutes of soul coughing.
I feel like such a shithead saying it, but they didn't play my favorite song, so
they played all my favorites pretty much. Like, I kind of revisited their catalog a day or two before the show, just be like, okay, it's been a year or two since I've really sat down and listened to soul coughing. Let me get back into it. I mean, St. Louise is listening. Yeah. Screenwriters Blues, and explain to M that like that song was a single.
Yes.
They spent probably $100K making a music video for that motherfucker.
And because it had the word fuck in it, they couldn't couldn't get any traction with it.
But that's the first soul coughing song I heard, and I was like, this is insane.
The first soul coughing song I heard was probably Super Bon Bon off Irresistible Bliss. Because I wasn't clued in as much. And
Circles and Super Bon Bon. I think for me, probably my favorite soul coughing song is True Dreams of Wichita.
And when they played that, they had that beautiful
light
coming out of the audience, and it's this ethereal thing. I had this thought while watching this band. Are they the weirdest band other than Bjork that's had a mainstream hit? Because I mean, it's
MC 900 Foot Jesus.
Okay. Yep. But it's that time period, right? Like, there was all sorts of shit that was hits that today that you would never hear this song.
Oh yeah, I mean, the closest I feel like we have to a soul coughing right now is probably Cheek Face. Bizarre, kind of sometimes a little abstract lyrics.
Yes.
But as far as being like a band that shouldn't be as... They escaped containment.
Yes, because they're a jazz band, essentially. with a guy doing, like, not scatting, but he's doing vocals that don't always make literal sense.
Yeah.
Kind of a prog thing where he's just like, a zoom zip, bena wake up. Like, okay, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruda Buddha bar to the Buddha bar. I'm like, okay, yeah, all right.
But it was so different. And I mean, and like Mike Doty was the youngest guy in that band.
Right.
And it is weird to see how old those guys look like compared to him.
Oh God, Sebastian, the bass player, the gigantic beard.
He looks so fucking cool. And I didn't realize he did that much background vocals.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a great voice too. I was like, oh shit.
He sure does. Yeah.
Didn't realize. I thought that was just like, studio stuff. Again, there's not a lot of good live footage of soul coughing because of the era in which they came up in. And
because it's been so long since they've toured.
Over 20 years.
Yeah. I want to say it was 25 because that was right around when El Oso came out. They toured on it for a little bit, but
when I first heard them, it was like 2003, 2004.
So they were already broken up at that point.
And they're they just broke up. And I was able to find like bootlegs of like their last couple concerts, and you can definitely tell that Doty's a little strung out. if not on chemicals, mentally.
No, but I mean, like, he admits as such, like, in several autobiographical pieces he's written. Like,
yeah, I know, but he sounds like a guy who has been pushed.
Yes,
is stressed the fuck out for whatever reason.
He's pressured by the label. He's got, he feels like he owes it to the fans or whatever, and he's just not feeling it anymore. Like, there's a number of reasons why the band.
He's a really fucking intense guy. I've been in that room where it was just me, him, and like 2 other people, and it was a real like don't meet your heroes kind of moment. But now that like,
I mean, Chris Ward I could tell you when he came to KDHX on one of his solo tours, it was kind of like, don't look at Mike. don't look at him.
When I did the in studio at KHX with him, it was when he was doing the Mike Doty's his like take on the soul coughing stuff, and that's where I got to see him play, True Dreams of Wichita on acoustic guitar and absolutely fucking kill it, and be like, I've seen that song performed in a room with 2 other people besides me and him, and a room with 1,200 other people.
So which was better?
I'm going to say having that song being performed 5 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've been photographing live music 15, 16 years. And that is one of the only times I ever like legit marked out. Mike Doty, I think, was very polite and didn't say too much. Because I bet he looked at me and goes, this guy is rather young to be fanboying about soul coughing.
Yeah.
Because this was like 2013.
Yeah.
So I would have been like 25 or 26. Yeah, so he probably was kind of like, I'm not going to break this guy's heart. He probably, because he probably did the math real quick. Like, he didn't really figure out who the fuck we were probably until we had broken up. And I've been told that talking to him about soul coughing can sometimes be at your own peril topic. But he was also touring and he was playing soul coughing songs. And I've had the pleasure of photographing Mike Doty as a solo musician. Found it to be a lovely set. He was opening up for Big Head Todd and the Monsters. Big Head Todd, underrated band.
Oh, absolutely. It's like Cowboy Mouth. It's one of those bands where you're like, they had one hit, but I feel like they could have had a bigger career.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they're, to their credit, they're still playing rooms that are the size of the pageant.
Fair enough. Yeah, so I mean,
they're not just playing county fairs.
Right.
But what a great show. Just like, oh, wow, I never thought that. And I emailed, I sent my photos off to the band's representation, like, on a personal note. This is a band I thought I would never see live or photograph. So this was really quite a treat. And I think my photos they're okay. Even though Mike Doty did not walk around that much, the lighting was rough for the autofocus on that camera system, which is contrast based. So only had like 2 photos out of what I shot in the photo pit that were like good. And the rest were my 135 on my normal mirrorless system. And I got some really great photos of that. I don't think I posted anything on Facebook because that was also the same day that my ex-girlfriend moved out.
Hooray.
And yeah, it's a little weird when she starts moving out and then like she takes the pets. There's just all of a sudden you're just left in this house that's just disheveled and it's just you by yourself. I was like, oh, this is why dad's
no, Jesus.
I really have those moments like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a real swinging. This is a real swinging from the cross beam in the garage kind of moment. Like, I get it. It's not me. It's not me. Oh, I wasn't getting worried on my behalf.
Thank you.
But I understood.
Right.
Like, this is how we get here. We get the mop bucket, flip it over, get the extension cord.
Go into the Bowflex machine.
Yeah. Put the Bible by my feet.
Texting Chavo. Yeah.
Chavo, the dogs are in the fuck, man. But yeah, just what
a time. I had a
blast.
I was enthralled. I was sitting there the whole time like, this can't be real.
And also just like, oh, these are like the coolest Gen Xers in St. Louis still. It was one of the few times where like, this is actually like a hip crowd where the median age is over 45, which does not happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, it is like, oh, this is all of the cool art school teachers, all the school art teachers, every ceramics teacher in St. Louis was at that motherfucker.
Bunch of classes canceled that night. Yeah, for sure. I know I saw at least 5 different art therapist friends of my wife's. So
yeah. I ran into someone that I had previously dated who was older than me. Introducing that person to one of the individuals I am dating, a little interesting.
Yeah.
But good.
Okay.
But also like kind of like, okay, I knew she was cool. She's at a soul coughing show. Like,
Right.
okay,
Right.
I wasn't dating the wrong one.
Exactly.
I was like, Spire sense was tingling. But like, yeah, there was some people I knew that like would come and say something to me and all of a sudden run to some motherfucker they hadn't seen like 10 years. And I'm like, damn, this is like a high school reunion almost.
Oh, yeah.
Old school, like way out club, like the Gasworks or whatever, like type ass shit.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But it was cool. It was a really neat show. To get to see, for me, the song that got me into them, Screenwriters Blues. Like, what was that? Like the 4th to last song, and amazing delivery. And the Radio Man laughs because the Radio Man fucks a model too.
Yeah,
you know, it's just gone savage for teenagers with semi-automatic weapons and boundless love.
Yeah. I mean, I've always kind of put Mike Doughty in the beat poet kind of category because that's definitely how his lyrics come across, and none more perfectly than that song.
Yeah.
That's probably, even for, 97 when it came out, it's still prescient.
It still hits. And I feel like, and we kind of had a brief exchange after the show on Messenger, the period in time which soul coughing was a thing, the technology, like this use of sampling, the 90s being the end of the millennium and kind of like looking back at the last 40, 50 years of pop culture and mining all of that. I think it's kind of like the movie Gattaca. Gattaca, that as we experience it, would not be the same if it were made 5 years before or 5 years later.
Right.
It is such a product of its time and sensibilities and aesthetics. There's so many things that are out of necessity, out of its time, unique. It didn't feel overly nostalgic, which is what I really appreciated. Yeah, I mean, what a movie, what a band.
Yeah.
What a great show. Bert was losing his shit a little bit.
As well he
was,
should.
he's like, I was at the fucking last soul coughing show in St. Louis. And I'm like, when was that? And he's like, it was like a ho-ho show in like 97.
Yeah.
When that shit was still at Mississippi Nights.
Mm-hmm.
He told me the entire bill, but the only 2 names I remember are Less Than Jake, because of course it's fucking Bert. Of course, I just knew Less Than Jake had to be there. And the headliner, guess this, Moby.
Now, I'm going to go off on a bit of a rant here. People shit on Moby, and I don't think they should.
I shit on him as a dude. I do
Right.
not necessarily shit on him as a musician or like a custodian of music.
Because I saw him so between the Oz and Pops, right?
God.
So there's this little area in the parking lot. They set up a huge stage outside of Pops, and it was, I don't even remember. There was a couple of DJs, and it was Moby. I was genuinely moved, okay? So this is where I'm at. His personal life is a whole other thing. I think his whole, I'm going to cram my liner notes of my CD with my essays on veganism is kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, you're making electronic music, dude. Just, what are you doing? But I also think his metal album, Animal Rights, has more going for it than most stuff at the time that was heavy. Because he appreciated Black Flag, and he understood, like, how to make something heavy. And he knew, like, when to bring Flea in to do a part.
I do think of him as a music historian.
Yes.
And a music nerd. I have a lot of respect for him, but I will agree his personal life is miserable.
Dog shit.
The shit with Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why people will grab him for a soundbite.
Yes.
On certain topics, because he is very knowledgeable and very well spoken.
Smart dude.
Kind of a weirdo. And,
yes.
And not always in a positive way.
Well, I mean, he acknowledges this in everything he makes because he always refers to himself as little idiot. So
yeah,
he's not wrong.
Yeah, that must have been and Less Than Jake. What a fucking bill.
Yeah,
that must have been gnarly. Kids must have been hanging from the fucking ceiling.
97. That would have been right when Animal Rights came out too. So that would have been like Heavy Moby, where he's touring with the metal band.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. But yeah, music. It's been fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, what
it's been,
else you got? Let's see what you got. Always a good sound.
Chiodos.
Yeah.
I really have too much to say about that because it's not my kind of music. But I hadn't seen Hawthorne Heights in a while.
Oh, shit.
They actually sound really good. Homeboy was a little preachy. They sound great. The crowd was having a great time. Chiodos. It was a good show. It was a sold out show. It was fun. Not my kind of music, so that's my big asterisk on it. But like, got good photos. Had fun.
I'm shocked that they're still around, to be honest. I thought they were done.
Yeah, well, they got back together a year ago. But they were a band that had big following in St. Louis. I knew a lot of girls with scene hair that talked about wanting how much they wanted to fuck Craig Owens.
Well, I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. But the opener, the Callous Dowboys.
Okay.
Just the weirdest fucking thing I'd seen in a minute. And they're playing the pageant again at the end of the month. They have a girl in a kilt playing electric violin. They have another young woman playing a modified flying V. They have a bass player who looks like the sort of dude that would beat the shit out of another dude that looks like him, the Limp Bizkit.
All right.
And then a singer who looks like your friend's cooler older brother when you were a teenager. But like this, they felt like a band that could open up for Primus in 94.
Mm-hmm.
And no way am I saying this music's bad, because it isn't. It is just like, I was not expecting this. Bass player, the singer, kept telling the crowd that, like, if you're in the fucking pit, you're in danger and shit like that. Like, whoa, what's going to happen at this show? They did mosh. St. Louis is not a big mosh town.
Right.
Unless it's hardcore bands. And I don't think Turnstile or Knocked Loose are going to get booked in St. Louis for a while if the stories I've heard about their last shows here are to be believed. But that was an interesting show. Got some good photos. The next night was Soul Coughing. Then Saturday night, the real fucking out of left field, Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers.
Okay, so what is their deal?
So it's Bill Murray kind of hanging out with the Blood Brothers, which are like a top tier blues rock outfit. Like, everyone is like Nashville session player level of musicianship. Probably some of the best guitar playing I've ever seen.
Because I was thinking the guys who did Burn Piano Island Burn, so it really freaked me out. I'm like, what the hell?
I mean, that'd be pretty fucking tight. But really, like, you know, the first couple songs Bill Murray comes out, and I'm like, well, this is pretty good fucking blues rock. This is some good, you know, jet ski dealership music. And they're like, okay, this is cool. And Bill Murray comes out, and he hangs out behind like these two congas in the back between the two drummers.
Okay.
And he's just like doing percussion and like doing a little bit of backup vocals and stuff. And eventually then he like comes up to the front and like talks to the crowd, and it was interesting. He sang mostly like Dylan songs with them. And, you know, I don't need to hear Knock on Heaven's Door ever again.
Fair.
However, near the end of their set, they did do a tack sharp cover of Like a Rolling Stone, to the point where I was like, oh shit.
Oh,
and Bill Murray actually has a pretty decent voice. I was just like, I mean, this was like I goosebumps. When am I ever like, I don't get goosebumps over a Dylan cover,
right?
But I'm like, oh shit, like they got this. Like, the guy on the Hammond B3, it's like the right tone. There's like, you know, the fucking crowd is getting into it, and Bill Murray is just fucking leading the room. And you're like, oh, this is really weird. And like, my photos are fine. I got some really good photos. I had to shoot from the crowd, didn't have a faux pit.
Right.
Shooting from the crowd's always weird, particularly when it's a crowd that doesn't feel like they go to a lot of shows. I mean, Bill Murray's not a spring chicken. And I got some photos, you know, a lot of people, man, it's angles. And I have a couple photos where like, man, that's like the fucking Bill Murray expression. Like, God, you know, like I've got like the shit from his lookbook, it feels like. There's one photo in particular where he's facing out towards the crowd. I had to shoot to the right of him, but he's looking at the people above on the second floor on the balcony. for just a moment, and I'm like, fuck, man, that's Bill fucking Murray. And it's funny because some angles that's just a dude,
right?
And then some other angles, that's fucking Bill fucking Murray.
I've always felt he's a really magnetic performer, no matter what he's doing. So
once I realized that he was actually going to be like I guess I didn't know what this deal was going to be necessarily.
Right. Is he going to just hang
Is he
out?
just going to be like farting around on stage, going up to the saxophone player and cracking a joke in his ear, making them laugh and shit like that? Is he going to be just, or is he actually like doing music? Because I'm like, man, this better not be like a bait and switch. Not necessarily I thought it was going to be, but I'm like, man, that'd be the worst thing.
Yeah.
To feel like a bait and no, this was like literally Bill Murray and a top tiers fucking blues rock band. When I say legit, some of the best guitar playing I've seen, I do mean it. That was some good ass shit. I was utterly surprised that, and Dave Hill was the opener.
Okay.
He's a comedian, has been around forever. He was in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, I think 30 Rock. And he also happens to be not just a really funny guy, but also a pretty good guitar player. So he did some guitar humor. Which a guy like me could appreciate. And when I knew when I saw he had a Dunnable guitar, a Flying V there at the Asteroid with the Grolsch strap locks.
Oh.
Which is an old school guitar guy trick. Certain Grolsch bottles, you can pop them, that little pop lid. You can make a strap lock out of it. I forgot how to do it, but I noticed it because you got the red tab and everything, or the red washer. And I'm like, okay, this is my kind of fucking guy. Wherever I'm about to witness, this is entirely going to be my shit, without a doubt. And it was entirely my shit. And they brought him out to play a couple songs with them, and it was just really neat to be fucking Bill Murray and 3 or 4 guitar players. One of them's also a fellow comedian, and it's just a cool moment. Does not feel like a thing that happens in St. Louis very often.
No, I imagine not.
And then the next fucking night, can you believe it?
Oh.
Can you believe it, J-Man?
Huh.
Remy Wolf.
Oh.
Wore my second slightest pair of shorts for that one. Had the rep. I couldn't,
of course.
I couldn't let Remy Wolf catch me slipping.
No.
Second slightest shorts. I basically described it to someone, this is a outfit that has gotten my dick touched more than any other. When I was newly single last year, still a little warm out, I would wear this outfit on a first date with someone, and lo and behold, someone's sticking their hand up my pant leg. Didn't know that was a thing. Get up my nuts and my penis.
I love how you had to add and penis.
That's just
As
it'd be
opposed
really
to-
weird to be like, hey, you want to touch my nuts?
Yeah, just the nuts. Sorry,
Just want to
that's-
jiggle your balls till you come.
That's it.
It takes a minute.
Yeah.
But I dressed out.
Yeah.
It was so much fucking fun. Had a good time. Super fun crowd. Also a younger crowd that made me think goddamn, the pandemic fucked up so many Zoomers. Mm-hmm. There was some weird antisocial shit going on. I got the weird thing of feeling young at heart.
Yeah.
I don't feel like a dude. I thought when I was, 19, that when you're almost 40, that you're fucking halfway in the grave. You might as well just fucking shoot me into the fucking sun. But I don't really feel too much different in many respects than I did when I was in my early 20s. So sometimes I realize when I'm talking to younger people or interacting with younger people that I'm I guess the intense old guy.
Oh yeah.
Whereas I feel like I'm talking to someone that we're a little bit more on the level. Mm-hmm. Whereas this person thinks I'm being the mean old dude, where I'm just really hey, don't be a dipshit. There was one instance I was trying to get through on the first floor by the bar, and there was only enough space for 1 or 2 people to pass at a time in one direction. And there was this drunk girl standing in the middle, facing the bar, talking to her friend who had her back to the bar. And I'm trying to get to the near soundboard because I can shoot the whole set. The first 3 songs in the pit, I can shoot the whole set. It's fucking Remy Wolf. She's animated as fuck. She's got this great light show. I'm gonna shoot the whole fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
And I know what's gonna happen. I'm trying to get through, and I'm standing there. I'm not trying to be a dick. And her friend sees me and pulls her friend to the side, and her friend the drunk girl sees me, and gives me this really shitty look and screams in my ear as I walk by, "Is that Ed Sheeran?" Disgusting.
Filth.
Rarely have I felt so. I got thick skin, I think about it. But I was like, I really want to be the fuck you say to me?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Yeah.
I have one tattoo, and it's not shitty. God, he's got shit. If just on the basis of the fact of his tattoos.
Right.
That's an insult
if
to
nothing
gingers.
else.
So fucking fun. You know, I had to explain to my date for the evening. She had no idea who Remy Wolf was, but like someone told her, "Oh, you'll like it." And so that's just all, okay, I'll go with you. She asked me what it's like. I'm like, well, it's like if Chaperone dated shitty dudes like me. And I feel like that kind of, like, I do feel like Remy Wolf has definitely fucked a guy who hasn't owned a bed frame that had like a shitty black flag tattoo on his wrist. And I say that as a thing that I respect and honor her for.
Right.
Like, she's probably got some stories about some real shitheads that she's let into her life romantically. I don't think any of her parents, either one of her parents, have a Wikipedia page. So or anyone in her family is a bigoted, conservative politician, like one of Chaperone's family members. So,
whew. Dodge that bullet.
Dodge that bullet. You know, I'm all for thick women who know what they want in life and have a sense of humor about themselves. What can I say? Except for the fact that she got a round face. And the problem with round faces, they don't photograph well.
Oh, no.
From the angle at which the pageant stage is relative to the photo pit. So, not a lot of great photos from the photo pit. Thank God I could shoot the whole show, or else... Because she's not a bad-looking woman.
No.
And she looked great.
Yeah.
But everyone has their angles.
Right.
I mean, Bill Murray has angles. And that's a guy who has a very different kind of face. And it's like, well, I think enough of this person. I wouldn't want photos that were unflattering in this respect being put out there. So I'd be very selective. There's some photos where, like, compositionally, really good. Sharpness is there. Shadows are right. But I'm like, her face doesn't look. It's not a good angle on her face. Whereas when I was shooting from the room, particularly when shooting by the soundboard, being a little bit more eye to eye with her, shots were great. It was like, well, this is how everyone thinks Remy Wolf looks. I hate to say it, the chick from Sleigh Bells, she's got angles. I've only photographed that band one time, but I got some photos where I'm like, that's not flattering. That's not. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. They should tell her not to move her head like that.
No. Oh, no.
You know what? I photographed G-Eazy Monday night. It was whatever. It wasn't good lighting.
Yeah. And it's also G-Eazy. So.
G-Eazy, and I think what he is doing, that sort of like producer rapper thing he's doing, has kind of moved on from him. Because it wasn't a bad performance. People were legitimately fucking hyped to be there because it was like his first tour since the pandemic. But he, like, just something felt like a relic. And again, wasn't a bad show. It was a weird show to photograph. But just like, this feels like 2012. He's opening up for Steve Aoki. And like some band that no one remembers, like Time Flies, is opening. Selling out like amphitheaters not too long ago.
I mean, he dated Halsey.
Again, good show. Just felt weird. It felt like I was back to like 2013. Still a great performer. Just felt like, man, what's that new record you got coming out going to be like, man? Like, again, and also, this is my opinion. Does not reflect anyone else. It's not necessarily the opinion of anyone else that I'm associated with. And I don't even think it's necessarily that negative of an opinion.
But
I think it's just a creative observation. I was like, yeah, I could get it. It wasn't like someone like being really stoked to see, like, I don't know, fucking Broken Side or something. Which, let's talk about, you saw a little movie.
I did.
That everyone loves.
I went to the drive-in, the Skyview Drive-In out in Belleville, Illinois, 75 years young. And they featured this week a Minecraft movie.
Wow.
Now, I will preface it by saying this.
Yeah.
We were out there for a family get-together. My in-laws live in Belleville. And we brought along my two teenagers, right, and two kids under 12. So that means that 4 out of 6 people were hyped as fuck to see this movie. For what it was, which is a video game adaptation starring Jack Black, it did the job. It was fine. Nothing exceptional about it. It amused me to no end, though, that the director of the movie is Jared Hess, who, if you remember, directed both Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre.
Don't forget Gentlemen Broncos.
And Gentlemen Broncos, thank you. I could not remember the name of that one. Thank you. You saved me. And those fingerprints are kind of in there. It takes place in Idaho. A lot of familiar feeling characters. Jennifer Coolidge plays a very similar character as she did in some of these other movies that Jared Hess has done. And you've got a really schlubby Jason Momoa, which I appreciate. It feels very real to me. Jason Momoa is a garbage man Garrett who is hanging on to his teeny tiny bit of fame that he got in the 80s for playing an arcade game really well. He runs an old rundown electronics shop in this small Idaho town. So this kid comes to town. His parents have died. He's got to go do school, even though he's a creative guy. So the whole thing is convoluted series of events. He comes into contact with a thing that takes him to the Minecraft world. Jack Black is the guy. He's been in Minecraft world for a very long time because that's where he can be free and be creative. Here's this kid who wants to be creative and free. And he's in the real world, which is stifling and fucking with him. And so there's ideas there that work. What doesn't work is Jack Black mugging for the camera and going, flint and steel, or, you know, whatever, just naming shit from the game. Nether pearl. Like, he's saying things from the game with the Jack Black voice. Almost. Yeah. Yeah. He has 3 songs in the movie. An entire song just about like how he...
God, they need to send him to Gaza.
El Salvador. Anyway.
He's shaving his head.
Kyle. Yeah, because when the Mario movie came out, I joked that like Bowser would just be like, I gotta capture the princess, Kyle. Which thankfully he didn't do that in that. But in this, he's definitely just kind of like, I'm just going to be Jack Black as this character. I'm not even going to bother with acting, which is fine. He's Jack Black.
Taking the Will Ferrell approach.
Very much so. So, yeah, it's fine. You know, it's fine. There's some great sequences in the movie, though. Like, there's some scenes that are genuinely funny and genuinely, like, touching, but most of it is just buried in shit. And it's like, I can't give it high marks. I can't even give it middle marks because I'm kind of checked out half the time.
Sure.
So, 2 stars out of 5. There was enough there to keep my interest. I wasn't bored. It had some genuinely kind of super goofy shit. There's a subplot where Jennifer Coolidge, who's the principal of the school that the young character goes to, a Minecraft villager crosses over into the real world. She hits him with her car and then like takes him out to dinner and falls in love with him. And again, Minecraft villagers don't speak. So the whole gag is that like, oh, he's a really great listener, which is then undone by a mid-credits kind of gag reel sequence where the villager turns out to have the voice of television's Matt Berry. There's shit like that just kind of strewn throughout the movie.
So it sounds like a really great 30-minute skit.
Yes, stretched out over 90 plus minutes. Yeah. Jack Black has 3 different songs in the movie, only 2 of which were good. Personally, I think the best one is the last one because it plays over the credits, and it's almost like exactly School of Rock where they're playing the song over the credits in the movie. Obviously, wait for it to come in video on demand or HBO Max or however you normally get it, but definitely watch it because it's an interesting cultural artifact. It's kind of this, boy, what if this movie was made 10 years ago? Really the height of Minecraft's popularity. Minecraft as a game isn't really top of the heap anymore.
No, it is a weird thing to have done.
Yeah, it's like, why now? And also, you'll notice that the name of the movie is a Minecraft movie.
Oh, mother. So they're going to do the Minecraft movie at some point. They're going to fucking...
No, see, my thought is they're going to do another Minecraft movie. Or yet another, that kind of thing. A Minecraft movie. This isn't the definitive Minecraft story, because there isn't one. Minecraft is a game about building shit, and that's it. Like, there's not really a lot of story there.
And the world's most miserable billionaire.
Yeah, Mojang does have a nice little one of those title cards in the beginning, and I was like, oh, he has to be just enjoying this on his palace of rotten candy. I couldn't even like sit there and explain to my wife why that was funny to me. Yeah, so he's this weirdo. Like, you know what? Never mind. We'll talk about this later.
Miserable fuck.
Yeah, just a real piece of shit. But anyway, Minecraft movie. Wait for it. Don't go to the theater and throw shit when they say the words
chicken jockey. Jeez,
right?
Those fucking videos.
People bringing live chickens. I went to the drive-in, so thankfully it wasn't that kind of environment. That was definitely a boon. Well, I guess that means it's time for us to do this thing, wrap it up, get the fuck on. That's right. Brian, tell people where to find you online.
Geez. If you want to find me on the internet, you can go over onto Twitter at iShotGuydibord, ISHOTGUYDBORD. You can also find me under the same username over on Blue Sky, where I unveil my deepest and darkest feelings. And then over on Instagram, you can find me at A Music Photographer. If you want to check out my portfolio of beautiful photos. I thought you were going to comment on my burp, but okay.
I'm just going to leave it there for the edit, but go on.
You can go over to assholemusicphotographer.com. If you want to check out the last and only good media website left in St. Louis, you can head over to the artsstl.com. Some good stuff over there recently, posted by some fellow writers and photographers, and hopefully by the time this goes up, I will actually have my Lord Jane Grace and Mannequin Pussy write-ups done. Life's been a little crazy, in case you haven't picked up on that over the last couple episodes. So, yeah, that's me. Jason, what about you?
Oh, boy. You can find me any number of places. If there's a guy named Video Crime there, that's me. VIDEOCRIME. We're talking a Discord, or we're talking a Twitter, Blue Sky, Letterboxd. You can also find me as part of a show that's not this one. It's called Submitted for the Approval of the Midnight Pals. There I play a fictionalized version of horror author Stephen King. Season 2 is underway. We had to take a bit of a break, but we are going to be back soon. Season 2 has some of my favorite episodes. Again, I talked about the Richard Bachman episode, where I got to do 2 voices, not just one. I got to talk about the musical episode. Gosh, already out is the Hellraiser episode, where I get to kind of do a who's on first bit. It's brilliant stuff. That is midnight-pals.simplecast.com, or just search up Midnight Pals anywhere fine podcasts are sold. You can reach this show in a number of ways. My personal favorite is the telephone, 314-246-9766. That's 314-AHOY POO, if you like to spell with your telephone. You can also shoot us an email, Jason at 8 minutes of dogsbarking.com. Brian with a Y at 8 minutes of dogsbarking.com. Let us know what you think of the show.
Yeah.
Suggestions, ideas, comments, complaints, questions, queries, recipes for cake. All of it is welcome.
Don't forget the death threats.
And the Daniel Pearl video set to Yakety Sax, I think, was a white whale.
I've been requesting that for what, almost 3 years now?
About 3 years now. Eventually, you will get it.
Oh, there goes. His head keeps coming back onto his neck and so forth.
You can support this show, patreon.com/48 minutes of dogs. There you'll find stuff that we, already do called Thanks I Hate It. It's a post-show hangout. We do a thing called the Mind Zone whenever we would just want to just do whatever. Boy, once a year we do something called the Punishment Tier. You get it at the $10 level and you get yourself a front row seat to see us debase ourselves on audio for you to enjoy. Patreon.com/48minutesdogs. You know what I'm going to say next. You've been listening to me yap on for years and years. You know what's coming. What am I going to say?
Eat the knife.
Uh-huh.
Who yelled the pussy?
Uh-huh.
25th Amendment now. Give mommy a good gut fucking. Namaste.
And good luck.
And good luck, Mr. Producer.